Welcome to Pump Up Your Pod.
La dee da dee da, la da.
Hi everybody and welcome back to another episode of Pump Up Your Pod with me, Brianna. So today's question that I get all the time that I wanted to answer for you definitively is, how long should my podcast episodes be? The short answer to this, the spoiler, is as long as you flippin' like. But I do want to give you some examples and some reasons why you might want to think about the length of your episode before you get into it. So first of all, what is the topic of your podcast? And will you be interviewing people, or will they be solo episodes? Or will they be a mix of both? If you're doing solo episodes, I would try and keep them under 20 minutes. And I'm going to give you an example of that. We have a client and her name is Erica from the Queen of Confidence. She has a podcast called The Confidence Chronicles, which I'm bringing up here now for anyone that is watching this on the YouTubes. So when she delivers her solo episodes, they're like 20 minutes max, because she just has a topic that she talks about. She just wants to hit you with something and then get the hell out of there. And that connects really well with her audience because it's one topic, it's one thing. It's like a little bit of inspiration on a simple thing that she just delivers and gets out of there. Under 20 minutes, and her podcast gets over, a lot of downloads, and her solo ones are the ones that go the best. So that's a little thing to remember there. So if you've got inspiration you want to give and it's a solo, keep it around that 20 minutes max mark. Now, another example I wanted to give you was another one of our clients, Tracy, who has a podcast called Rise Up in Business, and she is a very busy business lawyer. She wanted to deliver a podcast where she was just delivering, really punchy information about business legal issues, but like really dumb them down so that people that have no idea can understand it. And when we had our first chat, I advised her that it was a good idea to keep them short. And she's doing really, really well. And you can see here that these episodes are 10 minutes and under. And it's just one topic. Bam, get in, deliver the info, get out. The other good thing about this is that it's not such a time suck for you, because you don't have to edit and sit through a whole bunch of recording time, a whole bunch of research on a bunch of topics or whatever. You're just doing the one thing. So it shouldn't be as much of a time investment. A previous episode, how long does it take to run a podcast every week, tells you the same thing, that the shorter the podcast, the less impact it is on your life. So that's that for solo. Tick. Now, if you're doing interviews, you're probably going to run them at a longer stretch because you want to ask multiple questions and you want to really get in deep on something and that sort of thing. With those type of things, episodes, I would say still keep it under 40 minutes, because unless the guest is like a super fiery guest that you've always wanted to have on the show, that people already know, that they're kind of well known, then you could stretch it out to be quite long and people wouldn't care, because it's like, oh man, I've always wanted to hear from this particular guest. Whereas if it's someone that might not be as well known, keep it shorter to 40 minutes and you'll have a better success rate of people actually listening to the end and getting to that end bit where they start talking about how you can get in touch with them, the offerings that they have, that sort of stuff. Please keep it under 40 minutes. That's my recommendation for that, unless it's something, really luscious that you want to be long. So that's that example. Now, something that I would say as well, if we go back to this, I wanted to show you this particular blog has actually done a sample of 10 million episodes, and they worked out that the median podcast duration is 38 minutes and 42 seconds. So there you go. There's many that are over that, and there's many that are under that as well. So yeah, gives you a good kind of ballpark. The other thing I wanted to show you as well is there's plenty of reasons why you would have a long episode, one of them being if your podcast is on a particular topic. So if we go to like true crime, for example, then you'll probably see that, to get really juicy on something here, you've got to have it be a fairly long thing, right? Case 167, for example, from Casefile, and that's got a crap load of good ratings, obviously a very popular show. That episode is 140 minutes long, so it's like a movie almost in the length of time that you're listening to it. And it doesn't mean that someone's going to sit there and listen all at once, but they'll come back to it because, they're in love with the suspense or whatever it is. So if you've got a particular genre that you're chasing, then you can see what else in that genre, like what the kind of lengths of their episodes are that seem to be acceptable, that are popular shows, and then you can base what you think you'll do on that as well. So that's my only caveat to kind of having long episodes. People like Joe Rogan, that sort of thing as well, you can have super long episodes and people love it. Like it doesn't matter the length of the episode in the end. It's more about, are you delivering quality content, right? So if you're delivering quality content, that episode is great from start to finish, then it won't matter how long it is. People are going to sit there and listen to the whole thing because they really are intrigued by whatever it is that you're talking about. So content is the first thing, the first hurdle, the first thing you have to get right. But in saying that, there's definitely lots of examples of shorter episodes going better depending on the topic that you're wanting to talk about. That is my quick answer to how long should my podcast episode be. If you have any questions, hit me up, go to bambimedia.com, go to the contact page. We can have a chat about it. Whatever the project is there, would be happy to have a chat to you about that. And that is it for today. See you next time.